Blue Agave. 140 years of heritage. You don't get to that without attention to detail. The new look of Sauza Tequila.
Coming to you live from my apartment. It's Rob Has a Podcast. And now, who's the guy who swears to God we're going to have a good show for you tonight? I'm Rob Suspino. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday night recap of Big Brother 17. We've got a fantastic show for you guys tonight because here joining us is the sensation. Don't call him a Fruit Loop dingus. Here he is, Zach Rand. Zach, how are you?
Thank you. Everyone, please hold the applause. Please hold the applause.
Now, do you want to be called a Fruit Loop dingus or you don't want to be called a Fruit Loop dingus?
I mean, I invented the term, so, you can't really, use my own medicine against me,
Okay, good. All right, well, I will try not to be too much of a Fruit Loop dingus here tonight as we talk through everything from Big Brother 17 and everything else going on with Zach. Also here tonight to tell us everything from a somewhat eventful week on the live feeds. Here is Alex Kidwell. Alex, how are you?
Doing pretty good, Rob. Yeah, this week, somewhat eventful. But yeah, just in general, it's just like Shelley, it's just all just clouding my whole persona.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, I hope your persona can be unclouded here tonight. Of course, we are live here on robbinswebsite.com. We've got the chat room open on robbinswebsite.com. We're taking your tweets later on in the show, #RJP. And then we are also up on our YouTube channel at robbinswebsite.com/YouTube, where we do all of our Big Brother shows. And Zach, are we streaming on YouNow?
Yes, everyone, we are streaming on YouNow right now. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, get off this podcast, open your app store, download YouNow, and fan Ranty Pants.
All right, there you go. All right. What kind of stuff do you do on YouNow?
You really want to be here all night?
I've got nowhere else to go.
I do everything. From shopping at Publix with my dad. Today, for example, we wanted to surprise my mom with dinner. My mom is lovely. She comes home from work. Before she puts down her Louis Vuitton, she's already at the stove whipping her wrist, right? Okay? In the kitchen cooking, okay? So my dad and I were like, you know what? Let's do something good for mom. Let's make her dinner. So tonight we went to Publix. We were going to make BLTs, all right? You can't have a BLT without the bacon, all right? And I know, but we're Jewish, okay? It's kind of frowned upon to eat bacon around here, all right? So we're at Publix. I'm streaming. We're going food shopping. Next thing we know, my rabbi walks down aisle 7.
Busted.
Yeah, my dad gets a text at dinner. Don't even bother coming to Shabbat service this Friday. So, and all broadcasted, all on live,
Wow.
A lot of stuff happens, and I have a laundry list of things I do, and we would be here all night. I'm telling you. We'll be here till Friday if you really want to know everything I do now.
All right, well, just check it out, and then we'll get the whole version as we go along. Okay, so, boy, a lot going on in the world of Big Brother 17, and a lot of it centered around Audrey. Zach, as you went through this, were you feeling bad for Audrey tonight?
Not at all.
Why not? Are you sad?
Well, no.
Nobody has her back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to answer the question. Listen, so I was there. I was in the Big Brother house, clearly, and I was crying for a week straight, and I was there, It sucks, but at the end of the day, you're on Big Brother, so you shouldn't be crying, I cried. We all cry. Stuff happens. I was shunned for a week also. Like, no one wanted to talk to me. Everyone's at the dinner table eating their lunch, eating their dinner, and I'm sitting in the living room eating my Fruit Loops by myself, So I had it just as bad as her, so that's why I don't feel bad for her. If I was a viewer, if I was a fan of the show, if I was a fan of the show, I would feel bad for her, yes.
So, for Audrey, the way that she seems to be taking this, lying down, literally, she didn't go to the veto ceremony.
Oh my God.
As a Big Brother player, does that show a lack of respect for the game?
So much disrespect. So much, yeah, I don't want to, rant about it, but that's so uncalled for and, so unnecessary, and, she's just being, I don't want to, call her out, but she's being really weak. Just walk to the, it's not like Jocasta, Jocasta literally, almost died, and that's why she didn't make the veto ceremony. Audrey's just crying, that's why she didn't make it, no. I don't want to talk too much about it. Like, yes, extremely disrespectful.
You know, well, I do want to talk about it if you don't mind, because it's such a big deal. We haven't had anybody in Big Brother. How many contestants have played the game? And we never had a person who doesn't show up for the veto ceremony. I mean, what are the chances that she will show up on Thursday for the live eviction?
100%. I don't.
I mean, what if she doesn't?
I mean, what? I mean, it's either that or she's self-evicting, and that's never happened in the history of Big Brother. So, I mean, you know, it's like either she self-evicts tonight or tomorrow or today. Well, it's tomorrow, right? It's tomorrow. She can last one more day. If she hasn't self-evicted by now, she's going to show up to the live eviction.
But what is the point? Like, if she's going to be like this now and not go to the veto ceremony, I mean, what do you think she would be like tomorrow? Do you think will she dress up? Will she act like she wants to be there? Will she sit in the chair with the hood over her head and the glasses like the Unabomber?
I mean, we all hope that she, like, sticks her chin up and walks out of there with class, and there are so many people that would die and give away 2 of their limbs to play Big Brother, you know, and that's something that you can't forget, you know? You can't forget that, like, people literally would do anything to play this game, and you're gonna not show up to a veto meeting. Like, you know, it's like a slap in the face to a lot of Big Brother fans. It's a slap in the face to a lot of, like, BB alum. You know, like, I was honestly, like, disgusted watching that she didn't show up. Right, Dad? I was so just like, really? Like, really? You can't get out of your dentist chair, walk 20 feet to the living room, and, like, take it like a person?
A person.
Take it like a person?
Yeah. Like, now, what do you think that is? Is that her saying, is that an FU to the house? Is that an FU to production?
It's her, like, I don't want to talk too much about it. It's just her being weak. Like, get up out of your bed, walk to the living room. I knew I was going to be backdoored by the closest person I was in the house. I was closest to Frankie in the house. We all know that, okay? He had my Big Brother life on a silver platter. It hit the palm of his hands, okay? He could do whatever the hell he wanted with me, okay? I trusted him more than I trusted anyone in that house. I knew he won HOH, didn't nominate me. He won the veto. I found out he was going to backdoor me. You still got to show up to the veto meeting, you know? Like, and then I walked out there with my head held high because I know, like, I'm appreciative and I'm grateful that I got to play Big Brother. You know what I mean? So, like, it's just terrible that she didn't. It's just terrible that she didn't show up to the meeting, and, like, it's, like, disrespectful as hell. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I can say about that, but, like, I got it way worse than her. I had it way worse. My best friend in the house literally backdoored me by himself. It wasn't like someone else won the veto and he had to choose a replacement nominee and I had to go home. Like, just happened that I went home. No, he was the HOH. He held the veto and he backdoored me. So that's even worse, and I knew it was going to happen. You know, it might not look like it from the show, but, like, you know what's, like, the house gets to know what's going to happen. Like, Audrey knew she was going to be put up. Like, it wasn't like, I'm not going to show up because I don't want to attend. She's not showing up because she knows she's going to be called blocked. She's going home on Thursday. That's why didn't she show up, and that's why it's disrespectful to me, it's disrespectful to all the other BB alum, it's disrespectful to all the fans out there. Like I said, I mean, I'm going to keep repeating myself unless you interrupt me, but, like, there's thousands and thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that will die in 2 limbs to play Big Brother.
No, this is good. I like the emotion behind it, because I think there's probably a lot of people who started out very sympathetic towards Audrey and everything that she's gone through, but that nothing that seemingly that's happened to her has been that crazy, right? I mean, hasn't this whole mess been of her own doing?
Yeah. It's all her fault. She has no one to blame. I mean, in life, don't blame anything on anyone else, you know? Take full responsibility for your actions and don't make excuses. And she's literally doing everything wrong.
So let's talk about that journey to the block, ultimately. And you're absolutely right that I'm sure she saw this, unlike other people in the Big Brother house, she saw this train coming a mile away, Zach.
Yeah.
And she was able to try to maybe get off the block, but it was really made things much worse for her. She just was following Clay around when Clay was trying to work out. They had that conversation where she says to him, will you swear on your life I'm not going to get backdoored? And he did not say anything. And then she wants him to, she's swearing on her life. It's making Clay mad. This is the new Audrey catchphrase. I swear on my life. I swear on my life. And so she wants Clay to swear on her life. She's swearing on her life. She never asked Clay to swear on his life. What did you make of that whole confrontation between Clay and Audrey?
Yeah, I mean, basically, you just summed it up. Audrey, it is dumb. I don't know what to say. I mean, obviously, like, she's, like, super paranoid because she thinks she's going home before, you know, she's just making things worse for herself. She's, like, digging her own grave, like everyone says. You know, everyone uses the same phrases. You're dragging me through the mud. You're throwing me on the bus. You're digging your own grave. You know, it's like, they've been recycled for 10 years. Like, she's just digging her own grave. Like, if she had any chance, she ruined it. So.
I can't remember a time that somebody was that confrontational with the HOH off the top of my head about potentially going up on the block. And she went up there and really got into it with Clay and Shelley, with Vanessa there in the HOH room. What was going through your mind watching that play
out? I've been in conversations like that. You know, it's crazy because, you know, like, being in the Big Brother house, I have gone through so many of them, you know, especially, like, me. I was involved in, like, every altercation, you know, because I wasn't afraid to speak my mind. And, you know, I was there to play the game. I wasn't there to, like, sit back, like Steve and Becky. Like, who is Becky? Like, who is Becky? Is she even on the show?
She is, supposedly, she's there.
Supposedly she's on the show. I haven't seen her yet, but apparently she's on Big Brother. But no, like, I was there to play the game. Like, I want to get in fights. Like, I want to call people out. I want to, like, show you for who you are, you know? So, like, I was involved in a lot of those confrontations, and, like, they're fun for me, you know, especially when you win the argument. But, yeah, watching that was, like, I mean, let's be real, that was, like, the most exciting part of the episode, probably of the season until now. We're, like, almost halfway done with the season, and I've successfully stayed awake for every episode.
Good job. Good job. Now, you played in the house with Devin, and we've made a lot of Devin and Audrey comparisons so far through this season. In your mind, do you feel like there's similarities there, or is it apples and oranges?
I don't want to say there's similarities, but, like, obviously, like, she pulled the whole, like, I'm going to wake everyone up and, like, call a house meeting, and, like, she was just playing way too hard, way too fast, and that's what Devin did. He played way too hard, way too fast. Like in season 15 when they started the Busboy Alliance or whatever the hell it's called, the
moving company.
That's by Geek Squad Moving Company. Yeah, sure, whatever you want to call them. They all suck, by the way. They played it too fast, and Devin played it too fast by himself. Audrey played it too fast by herself. You know, like, you go in the house, like, you don't realize how much downtime there is. You know, and if you start talking game in the first 2 weeks, that's way too fast. You know, like me, like I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have everyone like me as much as possible, and, like, camouflage my personality to, you know, everyone. Like, for Caleb, like, feed his ego and he'll like me. You know, it's like you just gotta be good at reading people, and that's beside the point. Yes, I'll compare her to Devin. Devin sucks. Audrey is just as bad.
How hard is it when you're so bored and have nothing to do in the house to not talk about the game?
It's so hard to not talk about the game. That's why I don't know if there's any feedsters watching, but I slept like 12 hours a day. I mean, I went, and, you know, timing is everything. Timing is everything. I mean, I would go to sleep. I would be the last one to sleep every single night, because at night when Donnie's sleeping and Jacosta's sleeping and Victoria's already asleep and half the house is sleeping and we're upstairs and we know they're sleeping, it's like, all right, now, like, let's talk game. Like, it's a freaking potluck dinner. Let's bring all of our rumors, or me, rumor. Let's bring all of our truths to the table. Let's decipher them out, and let's pick who's against us and who's not and whatnot. So I'd be the last one to sleep. And then during the day, you know, Donnie's just walking around, and everyone is in the backyard at the same time. No one's going to talk game in front of everyone, you know? So I slept till 7 p.m. every single night, you know? Wake up at 7 p.m., make my salmon, eat my guacamole and turkey sandwich. From there, if Frankie's cooking tuna on the grill, it's a plus, you know? From there, I would eat an entire thing of cookies by myself. And then around 6 a.m., me, Derek, Cody, and I, we would make our quesadillas, play some pool, and talk game.
Gotcha.
So it's you know, it's all about timing and stuff. I mean, you're not going to talk game when everyone's in the backyard, you know?
That's a really good point. So you want to time shift the day and really...
But that's like my day-to-day strategy. As far as, like, the whole timeline of Big Brother goes, the first 2 weeks, you want to talk as little game as possible. As little game as possible. The only game talk I did was giving people the look. You know, I'd, like, go up to Caleb and be like, yo, Caleb, you know? Like, yeah, all I got to do is wink at the guy. He knows the deal. I'm telling him with this one wink, I got your back. You got my back. I'm a bro. You're a cowboy. Okay? Let's work together. You know, we don't need to be waking people up out of their sleep, bringing everyone in the HOH room, and then you're the one starting the discussion. You know, it's like nuts. It's nuts. It's debauchery.
So, is it a miracle to you that Audrey has lasted 4 weeks in this game?
Like, not necessarily, because, you know, early in the game, you have to, like, just, like, find reasons to put people up. It was like, you know, Joey started a girl alliance, so that one little mistake you made, I don't want to say it's a little mistake, but, like, the one thing you did to try to make a move in the game is going to seal your fate. The next week, it was Pow Pow. She threw a competition. No one wants, you know, that was the one, like, small reason that it was like, all right, Pow Pow, you're going home this week because you threw a competition. Devin, we don't even need to elaborate on that. The guy called the house meeting, cried over his daughter, tried to make us feel sympathetic, I think, and then the next day lies to everyone again. So, you know, that sealed his fate. Then the week after that, it was Brittany just because Cody was scared to put Caleb on the block. TBH, IMO. But, no, it's like, yo, at the beginning of the game, you're just trying to, like, figure out, you just find reasons of, like, and Jeff, it's like, yo, Jeff is, like, onto the twin twist, so let's send him home, you know? It's kind of like, you're just finding the smallest reason to send someone home, like, and that, like, goes back to what we were just talking about how you don't want to play the game too fast, too quickly. You just want to, like, chill, be fun, be funny. Not everyone can be as good-looking and as funny as me, but try your best to be as much like me. So, there you go. That's the best advice I can give to anyone that's playing Big Brother in the future.
Yeah. You want to try to at least make friends in the house.
Yeah, make friends in the house. Yeah, exactly. And don't talk game the first, like, week. Don't, you know, and, like, obviously there's not many people that we're, like, you know, preaching to by any means, but, like, that's my take on it. I could be right, I could be wrong, but I'm always right, so I'm right.
Talk to me about Wax Street and the 90s takeover and having to do that. Now, is that almost a blessing in disguise to have something like that, because it's something fun that is, or a quote-unquote fun that is happening, that is something to do that's not related to talking game?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm just extremely pissed off that I'm not part of the Wax Street Boys, because that's what are whack, okay? But, no, yeah, it's a good distraction, I guess. I mean, it doesn't happen as often as it looks like, you know, like, it's like twice a day, maybe. And the people that are watching don't want to watch, and the people that are dancing don't want to dance. So, I mean, I guess it's a distraction. I feel like they could have picked something better, but it works, I guess.
What's been your take on Johnny Mac this season? Because I think that a lot of people look at Johnny Mac as the person who at least is being the most entertaining and doing the things you're talking about in the house.
Most entertaining?
Well,
please tell me what's entertaining. Please.
He talks in a weird voice.
Okay. I guess. Yeah. He's so entertaining. No, I mean, like, what's my take on Johnny Mac? He's, like, cool because he's one of the 4 people that are on TV. I mean, like, if we want to talk about the cast, all right, so Clay and Shelly make me throw up in my mouth. Austin is creepy, okay? Audrey's mentally insane. Jason is, I mean, I haven't watched the feeds and everyone's like, oh my god, he talks shit about this person, he talks shit about that, yeah. But, Jason seems cool from the show. He's funny, at least.
Yeah.
Jason is, like, boring. Like, Donnie was boring as hell, but at least he was funny in the DR, and he has, like, personality. Like, James has, like, the state of South Carolina tattooed on his, like, arm. Yeah. That's the most basic thing I've ever seen in my life, you know? That's almost as basic as Cody's cross tattoo, you know? But, like, I think all the cast members suck.
Would you get a Florida tattoo?
What?
Would you get a Florida tattoo?
Yeah, I'm gonna get Florida boys tattooed on my chest right here. But no, I mean, I don't even remember. Oh, Johnny Mac. Yeah, Johnny Mac is so entertaining. He makes me, you know, fall out of my chair laughing.
What about the rest of the cast? What about Vanessa?
Vanessa's chill, I guess. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. But to be completely honest, like, I'm gonna preface this going forward. Like, I'm not the biggest, most avid Big Brother fan, and I don't watch nearly as much as how everyone else does. But I mean, I guess Vanessa's chill. But I have a huge crush on Meg, though. Meg.
Oh, this is interesting. Why Meg? How did anybody?
Why Meg? Because she's cute and she's like fun.
No. Have you met Meg before?
No.
Okay.
How would I say? No.
Well, I think Meg, that she's friends with a lot of the New York people from Big Brother.
No, I have not met her. Or at least I don't think I met her.
Okay. And so, really, Meg is somebody that, now, would you pursue that outside of the house?
Well, I'm pursuing it right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think Meg is a lucky lady.
She's not lucky yet. I'll tell you that. So hopefully she wins the 500K. I can swoop in and be like, yo, Meg, like, I'm in love with you. From the moment I saw you, I knew we were going to have a showmance. Tell her to buy me a jet ski real quick. And then she's lucky.
Meg, I do think that there's a lot of competition, though, for Meg, because I've talked to a couple of people and a couple of guys, and a lot of them have been like, oh, you know who I really have a crush on this season is Meg. And I think that's because she's sort of like the girl next door. I think a lot of people feel like, oh, okay, yeah, that she's like not so out of this world, that she's so like she's unapproachable or anything like that. She has that going for her.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I agree.
Easy to talk to.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I don't know. What about these twins? You didn't touch on the twins too much yet. First off, do you like this idea that there's twins in the house?
Yeah, sure. It's something different. I mean, it's been done before, right? I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's cool. The twin twist is cool. Everyone knows about it. So like, and they didn't even show it once today, So it's kind of like they're like brushing it to the side because everyone knows the deal, Like, will you look at that,
Yeah. Well, it's been a non-factor because everybody knows the twins is the whole idea of can they get away with it, and then everybody found out about it, and now it's just like nothing.
That is exactly.
And they just have to pretend that there's one person, but everybody knows that there are two people, and everybody knows when they're switched. Alex, right? Does anybody not know that when the twins switch?
Yeah, it's pretty well established, I think. Like, even people are starting to hear, like, when Austin is, like, giving them advice about the switch. So, like, it's just the worst kept secret in the history of Big Brother at this point.
Yeah, Zach, would you refer to the other twin still as Liz if you knew it wasn't her? Would you start calling her by her real name?
If I was in the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely expose the hell out of her, yeah. Yeah. I would expose her ass.
I guess it's the kind of thing where it would make, if you were in the other alliance, that people would be like, people would think you're trying to blow up her game and you might end up being a target because of that, but I feel like it would be hard to not call the other one by her real name at that point.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Unless you did like, hey, Liz, like, and gave her the wink.
Yep.
That you would do. All right. Zach, have you signed up to go on the Gronk cruise yet?
No, I haven't.
Are you planning to? Would you go on the Gronk cruise?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to tweet at Gronk right now. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And what did you think about this veto competition that was the Saved by the Bell ripoff? Are you a Saved by the Bell fan?
Oh my god, I used to watch Saved by the Bell all the time before school. It used to be on like 7 in the morning. I used to watch all the time. I love Saved by the Bell. Love it.
I have to say, I thought Clay was a pretty convincing Zach Morris.
He was. He actually looks just like him, doesn't he?
He looks a lot like him.
He really does. I didn't realize that. Wow, they're almost twins.
Yeah. Well, speaking of twins, also, I saw online that somebody posted a picture of Shelly's Shelly's twin brother, and Shelly's twin brother looks exactly like Clay.
Yikes. That's all I got.
Did you see that?
I totally saw that, and like, I was willing to give it a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe Shelly doesn't see it, but then, like yesterday, Shelly's telling Clay how much he looks like her brother, and I'm like, all right, I can't defend this anymore, man. I don't know what to say here. I wash my hands.
Yeah. Zach, what's going on there with Clay and Shelly?
With Clay and Shelly?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, they like each other, but they don't want to make out on camera. That's exactly what's going on. I mean, I could like elaborate and talk myself in circles, but they like each other and they're not gonna make out on camera.
Can they go the entire distance of the season? And
no. They can't go the whole. No, because right now, if like Clay tried to kiss her, she'd probably kiss him back, right? I mean, she likes him, so. I mean, I don't really care if they kiss or not. Every time they like show them like laying in the bed, everyone in my house throws up in their mouth. So, I mean, that's what we think about that.
But neither of them wants to kiss on camera?
I mean, I don't know. Isn't that what you think? Like, I mean, I don't know the inside. I don't have any insider info. I'm not hamster jokers, but
that's why we have Alex. Alex has the insight. So what's going on there? Clay and Shelly, neither of them wants to kiss on camera?
It happened last night.
Oh,
It happened, yeah.
Alcohol was introduced, and one thing led to another, and Clay eventually kind of wore it down a little bit. I think is kind of how it went.
persistent.
Slanging.
Yeah, you're in the Big Brother house. There's not a lot to do. The relationships develop very close and very strong very quickly because that's all you got to do is work on them.
Yeah. Okay. Go. We'll keep an eye on that. That HOH room is a very romantic setting in the Big Brother house. It's where the magic happens. Zach, I was very excited that I got a shout out on the Big Brother 17 tonight from Vanessa.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, in the challenge. I was very excited that she shouted out to me.
Say it goes red, orange, blue. I'm gonna remember ROB. Rock.
Yeah. How about that?
Nice.
That's how she remembered. That's how she remembered the challenge.
We're talking about you.
Yeah. Were you surprised that Shelley was throwing the veto with, this being a week where she really is has this plan where she wants to end up backdooring Audrey? Are you surprised that she was throwing the veto so early on?
Am I surprised that Shelley was throwing the veto? I mean, yeah, I guess. No one wants to throw any competitions. I didn't, purposely throw too many. But, yeah, I mean, no one wants to throw competitions, especially if she's the HOH. You want all the power,
Yeah.
But also, I guess, kind of makes sense. Just want to get more blood on her hands by changing her nominees. So, I guess I'm not that surprised. I don't know.
All right, let me get to some questions here for Zach as we go along here because we're talking to Zach. We want questions for Zach. Here we go. Let's start off here with Cameron. And says, is it really ironic that John said that whoever he picked out of the veto box was irrelevant just before he chose Meg? Okay, well, what do you think about him calling your girl Meg irrelevant?
As far as a game player, she's kind of irrelevant, right? She doesn't really have any alliances, and she's not really target. So, but don't talk about my girl like that.
Don't talk about your girl like that. I've seen a couple of people make comparisons between Becky and Jackie and Victoria / Veronica.
Yeah.
Do you see that, or do you feel like is that an insult to Victoria? What do you think?
Yeah, I guess you can compare them. I mean, I haven't even watched my season yet. I really haven't even watched season 16, so I don't know how much Victoria was on the TV or not. But as far as a game player, living there, she was so clueless. She thought she was at summer camp. I think Becky knows what she's doing. Honestly, I have no idea what Becky's thinking, but it looks as if Becky knows what she's doing. It looks as if Jackie knows what she's doing. Jackie and Victoria look very alike also, and they have the same personality. But yeah, that's funny. I guess you can compare both of them to Victoria as irrelevant. They don't know what the hell they're doing in the game. They don't have any a loyalty to anyone. They're not in any alliances, and they're kind of just floating by. I mean, I don't even know who Becky is. If she was on the street corner, I wouldn't even recognize her. You know what I mean? I haven't seen her once on TV, so I know she got hit by a train. So I don't know. That's all I know about that.
What story is better? Becky got hit by a train, or Victoria got swooped away by a crow?
I mean, obviously the crow story is way better because, you don't want to hear a story about someone getting hit by a train, especially them telling it to you themselves. So, Victoria's crow story is definitely way better. And the fact that I, heard Victoria's crow story from her mouth was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to another question. This is from Matthew, who says, Zach, how do you feel knowing that Meg was caught saying that you were her favorite house guest from last year? Wow. And she knows Frankie Grande, so that's very impressive.
Rob, I'd be lying to you if I said I'm not surprised. Or I am surprised. Because, obviously I was Meg's favorite. I think she has a crush on me. I have a crush on her. So, you're invited to the wedding.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, okay. This is. Let me know when you're looking at dates. I'll clear the date for the what's the couple name?
Zeg.
All right, let's take a question from 1up5. What is up with everyone wearing sunglasses during important conversations? Zach, is this a new thing in the Big Brother house? Why? Is it because Vanessa's a poker player and this is brought over from the world of poker that any important conversation you put sunglasses on?
That could be it. But, I don't know, it's just, super boring in the house. So, anything you get your hands on, if I had a piece of paper in the house, I would make it into, because there's no paper towel, so I'm saying if it were to happen. If I just got my hands on an 8x10 piece of paper, I would fold it up, I'd play games with it, you know, so like anything, you get sunglasses on, you put them on. You see a bandana, you put it on. You see a freaking blanket, you wrap it around your neck. I don't know, it's like there's nothing there. You're bored. You need like some like stimulation with something, you know, so sunglasses, I guess, is something there for them. I don't know.
Wearing them sunglasses because they're bored?
I can't explain it. I don't know, that's what I would think. I mean, maybe it's a trend on Big Brother this year, I don't know. But like, for example, I mean, I got Slinky one time, and they actually took it away from me because I was doing really crazy things with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you remember that, but they gave me a Slinky in my HOH thing, and I was like, at first it was like, oh, the Slinky, it's so much fun, right? And then it turned up to me literally like swinging this Slinky around my head, and you know, then they're like, Zach, please go to the diary room, and I'd go there like, Zach, go get your Slinky. Like, no. But yeah, so, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's they're looking for stimulation somehow, putting on sunglasses. It's beyond my mental capacity to figure out why they're all wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, even Audrey is like sleeping in a dark room with sunglasses on.
Yeah, that is, well, it's not like completely dark in there, but yeah.
Okay. Alright, so this is a question from R. Sal. Macho Man, who's creepier, Beast Mode or Judas?
Ooh. Who's creepier, Beast Mode or Judas? You know what? Creepier? Alright, because, you know, everyone has their own definition of creepy, okay?
Yeah.
My definition of creepy is like, yo, you're just being straight up weird with her. Caleb wasn't weird with Amber. He was just obsessed. Like,
infatuated, yeah.
Austin or Judas, whatever the hell his name is, I don't care what his name is. He is creepy. He's creepier because he like touches her, and he's like, you know, and he's just like being weird and like, you know, he's like crossing some lines, like being creepy. Caleb wasn't creepy. It made it look like he was really. Caleb wasn't creepy. He was just like a love-struck puppy that had no idea what to do with himself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just like he obsessed over the fact of Amber. Austin's obsessing over the fact of like being near Liz and like touching Liz, and you know. So I think Austin's definitely creepier.
Okay, there you go. Let's take this one. This is from What Up 5. Do you think it's fair that BB is allowing all these exceptions for Audrey? Let's talk about that when we talk about the live feeds. That's because it didn't quite end up in the show. So let's take another question. This one is from Jer Martin. Zach, when did you first come up with your iconic Gator clap, and did you plan to do it on purpose in every eviction vote? Give us that backstory.
Yes, of course. Well, obviously, you know, I went to University of Florida, and this is the Gator chomp, because everyone's Gator bait, clearly. And, you know, the first eviction, I was like, oh, I'm gonna put on for my school real quick. I'm gonna wear my, because I just graduated. So I'm gonna put on my Gator shirt, I'm gonna do my Gator chomp in the diary room, and, you know, hype up the Gator Nation real quick. And it turned from that, I was like, you know what? I think outside the box. Like, you know what? If I put on for the Gators so hard, the University of Florida is going to send out an email to the UF Alumni Association saying for everyone to vote for Zach Rance for fan favorite. I'm going to win fan favorite from that Gator chomp. I'm going to come out of here and I'm going to get the Gator logo tattooed on my chest. That didn't happen. But no, my hidden agenda was I want like everyone to UF to vote for me for fan favorite. And if I put on for UF enough, then maybe they would send out an email to all the students, to the Alumni Association, anything, you know, to help their boy win $25K. They didn't do it. Still love UF. They tweeted at me. That's enough thanks for me. And, you know, I was just, you know, I bleed orange and blue. So, you know, that's that. I'm really proud of my school.
Okay. I bleed orange and blue as well. But that's as a Mets fan. And it's not fun.
Yeah, definitely sucks.
So, let me ask you about this takeovers this season. Of course, everybody loves it when get ready for a takeover. Yeah, takeover. Now, it started off with a bang. The takeovers. It's like, okay, every week we're gonna have people come in, and we had Phil Kagan, and we had Kathy Griffin, and then Gronk sort of sent something in, and then now this week it's the decade of the 90s is taking over. to me, when they first said that they were going to do this, I thought that, okay, well, this is going to be an excuse to bring in some of the more popular alumni from Big Brother. Yeah,
You're talking about this.
yeah, that would definitely be somebody that would be on the list. Do you get the sense, is that a thing that's going to be happening?
I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea. You know just as much as me.
Because I feel like that probably would have been better than 90s week, right? With all due respect to the Wax Street Boys.
Yeah, like the Wax Street Boys, that's what the takeover is. Them dressing in white and dancing like me. Really? I'm flattered. I really am. But
yeah, they could have sent you in as the Wax Street Boy, and then been like the lead singer.
Oh, duh! Of course. No, but that's a terrible choice. I agree. They're a takeover, whatever the hell you want to call it. Like, what are you taking over? Nothing. You're putting them in white clothes and making them dance every 12 hours. Like, that's not taking over. That's embarrassing. And like, it's not even like it's funny. Like the two clips we saw wasn't funny. It wasn't. I don't know. I don't want to keep bashing it though, but like, yeah, it's not much of a takeover.
Yeah, I'm really just surprised. I mean, if they have nothing, and it does feel like this was a week where they were just like, we got nothing this week. It's 90s week. Okay, great. Why not go to the alumni and bring in at least somebody that the fans will be excited to see, as opposed to going back to like I'm not gonna lie, I like the Saved by the Bell stuff tonight, but other than that, well, why not do something like that?
That's not a question for me. I play the game. I don't, decide on the rules. So you gotta ask someone from production, I guess. I mean, like, clearly I want to go back on the show. So, I mean, like, you're asking me, why haven't they brought you back, Zach? Rob, I have no clue.
Okay. All right, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Same.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Toes, fingers, everything else in between.
All right, this is from John DeMel. Zach, if you were able to play again, would you change the way that you approach the game? And if so, what are some adjustments that you would make?
Yeah, I've been reading a lot of books on willpower to keep my mouth shut, I'll tell you that. But, no, I would play a very similar game, get everyone to like me, make people laugh, make them not want to send me home. I mean, when I got sent home, everyone was just talking about how much they missed me. So, like, that was my goal. I just want to be the most likable person in the house. Make everyone laugh. I did, like, cause a little too much trouble with, like, Nicole and Christine and, like, that whole nonsense. But, like, as long as people, like, want me around, they're not going to send me home, If I'm not a threat to them, I wasn't a threat to anyone, or at least I didn't think I was. But, no, I want to play a very similar game and, like, have a hand with everyone and be able to shake everyone's hand and be able to hang out with Donnie as well as hang out with Caleb and Frankie and Cody, just be likable, be funny, be, like, fun to be around, and, people like people that make them laugh and people like people that make them smile and people like people that make them feel good about themselves. You know what I mean? So, like, I would play a very similar game as I did last time, but I'll have a little more willpower to keep my mouth shut, especially when, like we saw with Vanessa, like when she was HOH, she talked too much and she ruined her week of HOH. When I won the veto, I talked too much. Why the hell did I tell Victoria things? No, I had everything in the palm of my hands. I was in the perfect position to stay another week. And I freaking told Victoria everything because I felt like I was in power and I felt like, oh, I have the veto. I'm staying this week. I'm chilling, blah, blah, blah. And that's not the case. So I play a very similar game. I keep my mouth shut a lot more. And as far as just game talk, I would still talk a lot. I mean, I'll talk for the next hour if I won't even give you a chance to speak, Rob. But like I said, I can talk, but I won't talk as much game to people that it's irrelevant to. Example given Victoria.
Now, can you tone it down, though, over the course of the summer? Like, I believe you could do it for a week.
Dude, Rob, have some faith in your boy!
Okay.
Oh, no, you're right. You're exactly right. It's going to be tough, but no one said Big Brother's easy,
Well, I really feel like it's hard to change who you are as a person, and that can get you in trouble also when we've seen so many Survivor and Big Brother people that come back and try to be somebody totally different than they were the first time. That doesn't always go great either. It usually goes bad.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I had nothing to hide. I'm permeable. You see right through me, What you see is what you get. I was extremely true to myself, I guess, is the phrase, and I had nothing to hide, and yeah, that was my game plan. I mean, it's got to be tough to lie about things, and, I had nothing to hide. It was funny, because at first I'm like, they're like, oh, so what do you do? I'm unemployed, you know, I don't have a job.
Mhm.
You know, I didn't want to say, oh, I just graduated from the best school in the state of Florida. Like, that was not something I wanted to say. I mean, I wasn't lying by any means. But once it's like, yo, did you go to school? Yeah, I went to UF. Oh, so you're, like, really freaking smart. Yeah, I mean, I barely got in, you know. I was on the waiting list for, like, 6 months, you know. But, no, like I said, I was true to myself. I was myself. I had nothing to hide. And that was an advantage for me because, you know, I'm doing my best to get everyone to like me, and I feel like I did have everyone like me to a certain extent until I saw some clips of everyone talking shit about me, but that's besides the point. Yeah.
Hurry into the Lowe's Summer Savings Event for great products at a great value, like this 13-foot Warner ladder, now only $89. Plus this 10-pound bag of lawn insect killer for only $6.77. Don't miss out on summer's biggest savings at Lowe's.
It happens. It happens. Right. Devin Grove wants to know, how would Zach have handled Audrey? All right, based on your experience in the house, what would you have done with Audrey? Would you have campaigned to get her out earlier, or would you have said, okay, well, this Audrey is going to just be a ticking time bomb. Let her just go off continuously.
I would just speak the truth. She's got to go. You know, I would speak the truth. This girl has stirred up way too much trouble in the house already. You know, she's pitting people against each other. She's calling house meetings, waking up people in their sleep, yada yada yada. So no, I would definitely be all for bro, get Audrey out the house, nation.
See, I feel like if I were you, I would want the opposite, because I feel like if I was going to give you any strategy advice to go back into the game, I would feel like keep as many Audreys around as possible, because as long as Audreys are around, people aren't going to be saying, you know who's the next guy we should get rid of? Zach.
Right, obviously, and that's funny because my dad was watching it. He brought up the same point. You know, it's like, oh, why are you going to send someone home to a big target? That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I guess that's a good point. But if you're the person in power, you don't want to send someone home that isn't a target, because then everyone's like, oh, why are they going after her? Like, what are you doing? Like, they're the target. Why aren't you sending them home? You know what I mean?
It's a good point.
Yeah. So it's like, you're screwed either way, but the safe bet is to send home the target, because it doesn't shake the house, you know?
Yeah. Give people what they want.
Give people what they want, and then no one's coming for you. I mean, the goal of the game is to, like, have the smallest target on your back as possible, right? So, you know, you're kind of making your target bigger if you're putting someone on the block that, you know, no one wants to go home, and you're making the target smaller on your back if you're sending home the person that the house wants to go.
All right, let's do one more question, and I want to get an update about the feeds. Let's go to Michelle, who says, none of Audrey's diary rooms contain her strategy for lying so much. Could it be that she believes her own lies? This is really the fundamental question about Audrey. Is Audrey just the world's biggest liar? Does she actually have a very bad memory? Does she say things and not remember that she's saying them? Where do you think she is in all this? Is she a mastermind, or is she somebody who's just a very confused and emotional person?
She's definitely not a mastermind. Definitely not a mastermind. She's very confused. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing. I mean, it's kind of like the first week she really screwed up by, like, waking people up and, like, bringing people into rooms. Like, that's sketchy. Like, you don't want to do that. So from there, once you're, like, the integrity of your game is tarnished by any means, you kind of, like, scramble of ways to fix it. You know, that's exactly what I want to say. So, like, for example, when the integrity of my game was broken with, you know, like, Nicole was telling me that Frankie wanted to put me up and yada yada, it gets you thinking. I'm like, what? Like, Frankie wants me out of the house? Like, no, that's not real. Or, like, for example, like, when I found out that everyone wanted me to go home week 2, everyone wanted me to go home in the double eviction, like, when I found out, I'm like, whoa, now what do I got to do to make things right? And at that point, once, like, the integrity of your game is tarnished, you kind of just, like, scramble to make anything happen. It's like you're throwing the freaking hook in the ocean and you hope you get a bite, you know?
Yeah. I thought that Audrey had a potential opportunity, that she got so exposed after the first week and everybody knew what she was up to. And I felt like it was almost like the point in your season where everybody was coming after Frankie, where you found out that he was trying to get you out ultimately. and then where things turned around and you ended up staying in the house and things got really crazy. But then he was able to bounce back from that. But Audrey just was not able to take advantage of the second life that she got in the game.
Yeah, no, she definitely ruined it. She ruined it. She got a second chance. She was building relationships with people that were in power, that like had a squad, an alliance, whatever. The Sixth Sense, right? Sixth Sense. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, she screwed it up for herself. You know, like I said, you know, like you just gotta take full responsibility for your actions. Don't make excuses. Play the game as hard as you can. She definitely ruined it for herself, and that's something she's got to live with. You know. So, like I said, she was just scrambling. Like, what are you doing, Audrey? Like, you're safe. Like literally in a sense, it was all about the fact that Audrey's like being paranoid, and it was like, Audrey, what are you doing? We were loyal to you. We didn't put you up 2 weeks in a row. You weren't even on the block at all. You know what I mean? You didn't go home. You didn't go on the block. Nothing. You're chilling. Why are you doing this to yourself? So yeah, you put it perfectly, John.
Okay, great. All right, we want to talk about stuff that's going on the live feeds with Alex here. If you don't want to hear the live feed stuff, we will be back tomorrow night after the eviction with Ian Terry live at 10:15 p.m.
Terry's coming tomorrow.
Yep, Thursdays, baby.
Oh, Ian Terry's the man.
Wow. Okay, here we go. All right, live feed time.
The Office of Civil Defense has issued the following message. This is
A spoiler.
warning.
A spoiler.
Warning means that actual
Spoiler.
against this country has been detected, and that protective action should be taken.
Yes, all right. Now we can talk about spoilers. All right. And what a week it's been for Audrey.
Yeah.
Who's been in seemingly in hospice for the duration of her stay in the Big Brother house. Just really just holds herself up in a room in the Big Brother. Alex, what's the latest right now on the Audrey Watch 2015?
The very latest is she has just begun like a 0-hour campaign. She's actually just back in the game. After about 72 hours of just utter lifelessness, she went up to the HOH about, while we were talking, basically, and was trying to kind of work a last-minute plea with Shelly.
Now, Zach, I don't know how much you follow the feeds. Do you keep updated with any of this stuff?
No, I follow a couple like Beatster accounts on Twitter.
Yeah.
And like I'll like be in my bed like reading it, you know, and like it's funny, I'll like refresh. I'll be like, oh my god, a minute ago Vanessa and Audrey were like doing this, and I'm like refreshing. So I don't watch the feeds, but I keep up with them via Twitter, you know?
Yeah. And so Audrey has really just been in the bed since Monday in the have-not room, in the dentist chair. She went in the diary room for hours.
Right.
Yeah. People thought that she quit the game at one point on Monday because she was just like in the dentist chair for all this time. What's your thought on this? Could you imagine somebody just staying in one spot for 48 hours on some sort of like...
I did it. I did it. When I knew I was going home that week, for the next 2 days, I was like in my bed. You know, I did the exact same thing as her. You know, it's like, you know, you're going home. No one wants to talk to you. Because once everyone in the house knows who's going home, no one wants to associate with them. You know? Yeah. You think, oh my god, why are you talking to the person that's going home? Are you like conspiring to like flip the boats, whatever, yada yada. So like, I did the exact same thing. When I knew I was going home, after the veto ceremony, when Frankie backdoored me, I was in bed for almost not 48 hours straight, but I was in bed for at least like 2 days. And then I realized, you know what? Like, I have 2 more days in this house. I'm going to make them the best possible. It turned into Caleb and Frankie dressing me up for eviction night, you know. And honestly, I'm thinking about it makes me really happy. Like, that's something I really am proud of myself about, because I could have just laid in bed for a week and gone out like, I hate you guys. But, you know, there was like a moment where I was like, you know what? Get out of bed. You know, these people, you know, we're all playing Big Brother together. You know, I made the best of it. And I was like, yo, Frankie, you got to do what you got to do. You know, let's just enjoy my last 2 days here. It turned into us playing pool for a long time. They were dressing me up. Frankie gave me his Tom Ford bow tie to walk out fresh and crispy with, you know. So, you know, I hope Audrey at least, like, has the, you know, somewhat strength to just turn that frown upside down. You got one more day, you know, just like, you know, be thankful you're there, you know?
Yeah. Is the first part of the challenge to just reintegrate with the house and just act normal, like there's nothing wrong, and then go from there, and then try to do your last ditch
When you know you're going home, you're saying?
Right. So sort of instead of like trying to act like real, you know, being really upset, I guess you're blindsided, and so it's an emotional response. But should the first objective be just to act cool enough so that people aren't avoiding you?
No, the first objective is think how you can get yourself out of that situation.
Yeah.
The first objective is, all right, I'm on the block. What can I do to make sure everyone votes to evict the other person? That's the first thing you got to do. In my case, it was get Caleb and Frankie to flop. And I tried at the pool table, and it turned into Frankie, like, just murking me. And I was like, all right, I should not have done that. But, you know, you got to try, you know? I would be pissed at myself if I didn't try to, you know, have Cody be the person walking out the door that Thursday, day 63, you know? So, you know, the first objective is, how am I going to get myself out of the situation? How am I going to stay this week? If, you know, you do everything you can, and, you know, you realize you're going home, you know, I mean, I don't really have advice for everyone. Everyone's their own person, but like I said, I try to, the glass is half full, I try to make the best out of every situation. You know, I'm blessed to be playing Big Brother. You know, I want to go out, like, on a high note, you know? Yeah, I'm going out, but I want to go out with all these people still loving me, you know, all these people still wanting to be my friend outside the game. You know, I want to, like, walk out and have America be like, all right, Zach, like, good job. Like, way to go out, like, you know, strong. Or whatever word you want to say. But, yeah, first objective is definitely trying to get yourself out of a situation. You can't get yourself out of a situation. You know, I guess you said, like, just try to act like everything's normal. It's tough to do, because everyone kind of, like, gives you the cold shoulder, you know? Like, I was, literally, everyone is sitting at the table eating. It's like they only cooked for, like, 8, and they forgot that there was a 9th person in the house, you know? So it's tough to deal with. I mean, but, like, everyone goes through that, you know? People get bullied and stuff, and, like, I feel bad for them. You know, obviously bullying's terrible, but, like, you're in the Big Brother house. Like, put a smile on your face. Stop crying in the corner. Like, you know when people you're pissing off by just crying in the corner, looking all depressed? You're playing Big Brother. There are millions of people that would kill to play Big Brother. Like, wake up. Like, go to the backyard and look at the sun. I mean, you can't really look at it because the backyard's like a square of, like, and that's dangerous. But look at the clouds. There are birds flying around. Like, you're alive. You're healthy. You're playing Big Brother. Smile.
The worst day in the Big Brother house is better than a lot of other people's best day doing a lot of other things.
Yes.
So, Alex, can you talk to me about some of the transgressions of Audrey, who is a have-not this week, and some of those ramifications?
Sure, yeah. So, I guess, like, Sunday night is when most of the stuff went down regarding kind of everyone coming together and agreeing universally that Audrey couldn't be trusted and she had to go. It included kind of that moment where Audrey went to James and kind of handed him this silver platter of information, and James promptly went and took and served it to Clay and Shelley, which was not a good move for James. But, you know, Sunday night she spent hours in the diary room after all this had gone down. Then Monday morning, it sounded like she had wanted to talk to the show's psychologist and they weren't available for her. So then first thing in the DR Monday morning, she went in and she was in there for 5 hours and basically, you know, when she came out, she had this bag that, it sounds like from her conversations now, she's like got tons of Ativan in her system. So it sounds like they had given her.
What does that do?
It is for anxiety. I guess it's like a muscle relaxant and kind of a depressant. Like, it's basically just to calm her down, I guess. So it sounds like she's been given something to help relieve her anxiety, and also she's been allowed to eat. In the last couple of days, she's been eating pizza and omelets, so the have-not rules aren't really seeming to apply. She's also sleeping on the floor in the have-not room now and not the chair.
What? Does this bother you? The have-not rules have been violated?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, why does she get special treatment? Because she's sad? My ear has been ringing for 9 years straight, okay? She's sad and she gets pain meds. I had to beg them to bring a doctor in. Like, what?
She's sad.
Oh, you're sad? Oh, you want pills to make you happy? Like, really? I don't want to keep talking.
Now, for the rest of the house, Alex, Alex, how has the rest of the house reacted to seemingly one set of rules for everybody and another set of rules for Audrey?
It's interesting. It is kind of a mixed bag because, like, on the one hand, a mixed brown bag for sure. Yeah. On the one hand, people really do want to. I mean, they feel like it's unfair, and rightly so. This wouldn't be allowed for them. So and certainly Jason has been the most vocal about, like, you know, this sucks that she's allowed to do this and nobody else is. But at the same time, people are sympathetic in there, and people realize, like, you know, how bad they didn't even show quite how bad it got on Sunday night. But at one point, that house meeting was everyone in the HOH talking about Audrey, except for Audrey. Everyone in the house was united against her. So it really, really did a number on her psyche. I mean, you know, she's maybe not as, you know, strong, you know, doesn't have the mental fortitude at this moment in time. I guess she's been worn down over the last few weeks. And, yeah, you know, people are at least being somewhat sympathetic. You know, Vanessa and James have tried to bring her food and stuff. Yeah. So.
Are we going to see a penalty nomination tomorrow?
You know, they've talked about that.
Or a penalty vote?
Jason said he thought she was getting a penalty vote. I don't have anything beyond what Jason said that confirms that, but I guess we'll find out for sure tomorrow.
Okay. When did they decide have-nots?
Yeah. Have-nots were decided.
Was that even in the show?
No, it didn't make the show, but it was, like, way back when. I can't even remember now. This week feels like three.
I'm not even going to say it on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like if you're going to, you know, why not just have, like, the last four to finish in a comp or something? You know what I mean? Like, let's just make it part of something else so that we can just, like, easily explain it and move on, you know?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, so anything else on the Audrey front, Alex?
Yeah, well, you know, it is interesting that she's, you know, a lot of people were really upset to see her not even try to put up a fight. And it's interesting to see that hopefully maybe now she'll at least try a little something tonight. She did try to go to Shelley and say that production was agreeing that Shelley had betrayed her. And then production came on and said, Audrey, you are not allowed to use production as a strategy, which I thought was great. So, you know, losing Audrey, we're going to lose moments like that. So, you know, you got to stop and appreciate little things like that. Like, what a manipulative effort, you know? Hey.
She tries.
Full marks, yeah.
Zach, what do you think it's going to be like when she comes out with Julie on Thursday night? How do you think that's going to go?
I don't know. I hope it goes well. But, you know, like I said, I don't really like, I don't know what, like, America thinks about her. She's definitely going to get applause from the crowd. I mean, if that's what your question is. I mean,
I was more interested in, like, are they going to treat Audrey when she comes out as the person who was, you know, went on this journey as the you know, first transgender house guest, and she's come out of the house, and is she a hero, or is she the person who really just, you know, curled up in a ball and really got caught up in her own web of lies, and then ultimately, like, broke a lot of the rules in terms of being a have-not for the last couple of days?
I mean, as far as breaking the rules go, that's not a good look. As far as, like, getting caught in your own web of lies, that clearly happened. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not a fan of her because she didn't show up to a veto meeting. Like, that was the thing that sent it over the fence for me, you know? At first I was like, oh my gosh, Devin 2.0, she's crazy, whatever, you know? And then it was like, all right, Audrey, like, what's your move? Like, you're not being the smartest person. And then she didn't show up to the veto meeting, so I'm like, off that, you know? So, I don't know. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean,
I'm also very interested to see how...
No, hold on. At least she played the game hard, you know? You know, she wasn't a good player by any means, but at least she played it hard, and she's not pulling a Becky. I like Audrey more than Becky, you know? Like, at least she's trying to make moves, you know? She's, like, out there and, like, putting herself out there, and she's trying to get people on her side. She's trying to put people against each other. So, I mean, I got more respect for her than Becky and Steve. Like, Steve fought with an ironing board. That was supposed to be funny. Like, no. So, I don't know.
I missed it. Steve fought with an ironing board?
Yeah, he, like, couldn't close the ironing board. Ha ha.
Yeah, they've been giving Steve this, like, kind of dodo edit montage lately, and that was, yeah.
You know, I'll be interested to see on the Audrey exit when she comes out, and if she's going to be like, you know what, I tried everything I could do, I played my ass off when I was in there, and that would be what I'd hope to see.
Yeah.
But it'll be sort of interesting to see if she comes out and is she believing the stuff that she's saying. If she comes out talking about how I had Shelly's back the entire time and she betrayed me and these other people betrayed me and Clay lied to me, like that'll be the tell. That'll tell us if she really was delusional or
that'll be
the gamer.
That'll be interesting to see. Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Alex, tell me, what's going on between Austin and Steve right now?
So, yeah, this is a little weird. I mean, this all stems from kind of last week when Steve said something about having a crush on Liz. And Austin, that information has not rubbed him the right way. You saw last week how he handled Jeff and Liz under the covers. There's nothing good is going to come from, like, letting Austin know you might have feelings for Liz. And, like, ever since then, I feel like Austin has just looked for reasons to bury
feelings for Liz?
No, I don't think so. I think it was kind of a joke, and Austin is just really serious right now with that. I mean, he's got tunnel vision with Liz. That's all he can see in the game right now. And, I mean, yeah, it's really bizarre. He really is tanking his game for someone that I don't believe has much interest in him.
He does not like it.
No. Talk about Austin really getting worked up that Steve could have a thing for Liz.
What? That's a thing? That happened?
Right? I mean, he's very upset about this.
What? And it's compounded by the fact that a couple weeks ago, Austin and Steve agreed that they were going to antagonize each other for show. Like, we're an alliance, but I'm going to bully you in front of everybody else. So now, like, even the feeders don't know what's real. Like, does he hate him because of Liz, or is he pretending to hate him? It's all ridiculous, but it's just, man.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Now, Alex, has the house started to look past Audrey and start to focus on who the next target is?
Yeah, absolutely. So Monday, Audrey's in the DR all day. I mean, it's really, and Audrey kind of being resigned to her fate seemingly over the last couple of days has left people with opportunity to talk. And whilst most of the conversations have been kind of mundane, a lot of people have kind of felt empowered enough to start talking about targets for next week. And it seems like by most people, based on who would win, there's very few people who wouldn't target Austin, it seems like. He's really played his way out.
Zach, do you think Austin is the next person to leave the Big Brother house?
I hope so. I mean, I don't really know who everyone's going for. Obviously, there's that Sixth Sense alliance, so I don't understand why they would send him home. So I'm pretty sure he's in it. He is in it. So I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. I mean, I'll keep up on my Twitter and I'll find out. And I mean, I don't know who the next target is. It's all up in the air, in my opinion.
Alex, would the Sixth Sense give up Austin next week, do you think?
Shelly and Clay are absolutely ready to cut bait with Austin, especially if the other side wins, because that's an easy transition for them to be like, no, we were never with Austin. We like Vanessa, but, Clay and Shelly have actually done pretty well in the second half of this week of, like, re-ingratiating with the Jasons and Megs and James, and people I thought should for sure go after them if they were to win, because, Shelly's nominated. Jason's been up twice on Shelly's watch, and his best ally, Davon, went home on her HOH. Jason should target Shelly, you would think, but it sounds like he would target Austin and Steve or Austin and Vanessa, so that, or the twins, and that speaks pretty well to kind of Shelly and Clay work in the middle.
Alex, let me know if you have any other headlines from the live feeds, otherwise I'm going to go into a few more questions with Zach before we start to wrap up.
Okay, well, I think one thing that is kind of a headline because it's interesting and it's something to watch for next week is Austin's just now telling Liz that he wants to throw a hinky vote for Audrey and blame it on Steve. So that could be very interesting to watch for next week as it becomes kind of a Austin versus the group or Austin versus Steve or whatever next week unfolds to be.
And do people still think Audrey is America's player?
Yeah. They just don't see any reason why she would have done a lot of the things she's done if she isn't an America's player or a saboteur. And to be honest, I don't really either.
Okay.
She could have laid low and done much better than she did by playing.
Zach, how do you shake that America's player rap in the house?
You can't. Everyone, I was the saboteur. There's nothing I could do about it. I mean, I would, Frankie, you really think I'm the saboteur? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, you think I'm the saboteur. Everyone thinks I'm the saboteur. There is nothing I can do. It's like you can prove it. You can't show any receipts. It's like, yo, look, I'm not America's player. There's nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm. But I thought you were Amanda's cousin.
Good one. You got me there. Yeah. I could have denied that. But, hey, maybe if I denied it, people still would have believed it, So, I mean, I did go along with it because I was bored as hell, and it was entertainment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give up a good opportunity to entertain myself. But, yeah.
Okay. Let's take a few more questions with Zach. Bobby S. says, was Shelly just faking those tears for the sake of her image with the fans, or was she actually upset? I've seen some people saying on Twitter that Shelly was more concerned with how she was coming off in the edit than actually hurting Audrey's feelings. Do you think that was part of it, or do you think that people are just being insensitive to Shelly?
In control of their own edit. I mean, you're in control of your own behavior, you know? Like, you can't control your own edits. Like, she cried because she knew that was going to be on the freaking episode, you know? Was she really crying or not? Who knows?
Yeah.
I feel like if she was really crying, they maybe would have showed more of it, but it was kind of like she just kind of like rubbed the tissue and then went into the bed with Clay and put her head in the pillow. So, you know, you didn't really get to see much, but no one knows.
I buy that she was upset. I mean, we're not talking about somebody who is like a really duplicitous person. Alex, do you buy it?
I do, yeah, and it seems like when she went to the diary room, that gave her more opportunities to really think, and it weighed heavily on her, because every time she would leave the DR of the last couple of days, she was crying. So it seemed like those opportunities to really think and have the kind of the weight of the situation put on her is where she really started to feel bad about it.
Okay, let's do two more questions. This is from GT Deanna. All this talk about evicting people they don't want to hang out with in the jury and just wanting jury stipend. Would we get a better game if they made the jury a less desirable place to be? Zach, should they make the jury someplace that should the jury members be have-nots?
The jury house isn't as fun as it sounds, you know? It's not that cool, you know? You don't get to do much. I, read a bunch of books. But, I don't know. You know, I mean, the jury house used to be, in Mexico, and they used to get to party and go out to bars and stuff. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Why? Are people acting like the jury house is really fun?
Yeah, I mean, because no one knows how it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
Alex. I mean, it's just one of those things that you can throw out there pre-jury as kind of a pedestal to just kind of or just something that's not tangible yet that can be used as kind of a chip for negotiation. You know what I mean? And I don't think beyond that people really But then again, you've got a few players Clay hadn't watched the show until 4 months ago, so maybe he really doesn't know how nice jury is, and maybe he's a super fan. Maybe they think there's TVs and stuff, and there's not. I don't know.
Let's take this question. This is from Paul, who says, "What does Audrey have to do to redeem herself tomorrow night and walk out of the house with glass?" I think, and will you answer the question? I'll tell you what I think.
You want to answer that? Yeah. I mean, there's nothing she should redeem herself. I mean, she should do the right thing and walk out of there with her head held high. There's nothing to redeem anything that she already broke. But there's only one thing to do. I mean, she can do the other, but pick your head up, walk out of there, and smile. Yeah.
That's it. That's what she has to do. I think in 2 years, we'll forget about that she curled up in a ball for a week if she walks out of the house and acts like a normal person on the eviction. If she goes out and some sort of sits there in a sweat like Bill Belichick with the sunglasses on, and then doesn't speak to Julie or whatever, or doesn't show up for the live show or anything like that, then that'll be something we won't forget. Zach, is Audrey an all-star?
What? Is she an all-star?
Is Audrey an all-star?
Don't waste my time with stupid questions.
All right, one more question with Zach. This is from Tara Mitchell, who says, "Do you know why they saved Jason over Johnny Mac?" Now, this is a question for Alex.
Yeah, I mean, they just thought that they could endear themselves to Jason. I don't think they're quite as worried about Johnny Mac from a gaming standpoint, and they're thinking, hey, this is an opportunity to pull in Jason and really have him not target us. I mean, personally, it seems to be working because I've heard a conversation with just Jason and Meg where he said he'd go after Austin and Steve, but I'm surprised because honestly, if I'm Jason, granted now I'm just worrying about saving myself, but if I'm getting a little power, my first thought is, who came after me and who came after Davon? And those are the people that just saved him. I don't know why they did it.
I don't agree with it. They saved Jason because they knew Johnny Mac wasn't going to go home. If Jason's on the block and Jason has a freaking crazy spell where he goes off on people, it's oh my god, can we send Jason home now? But they know Johnny Mac could kill everyone in the house and he'll still stay.
Okay. And let's see. The house guests have been openly joking with Steve about Operation Left Column. Does he seem like to take that as a threat? What is Left Column? All right. If we don't know, then all right, don't worry about it. All right, Zach. At the end of every show, we give out a hashtag for people to use if they make it to the end. What's the hashtag for tonight's show?
Zach Chat.
Zach Chat. There you go. I was saying I was following Zach on Snapchat. Some good golfing. Some good. He hates elevators.
Yes, I hate elevators. Oh my god, yes. All right, you know what, Rob? I'm gonna get my Snap game up for you. Okay? You know what? Actually, I'm gonna give you a shout out on Snap right now.
Get out of here.
Yep.
I don't deserve it.
Yep. Oh, you're getting it. Whether you like it or not. All right.
All right. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, Zach. Thank you so much for coming on with us. I really appreciate it, and a lot of people are pumped up to hear from you tonight.
Thank you for having me, Rob.
Yes, and we're waiting for the BB17 takeover.
Yes. I'm waiting. Sitting here. When's my phone gonna ring?
Here, practice. Let's practice it. Okay, here we go. I'll be the house guest.
Okay.
Hey, Alex. What do you think? Should we make slop tonight?
Ready for a takeover.
Oh my God, it's back.
What's up, you Fruit Loops?
Hey!
So, this week, I am taking over the Big Brother house.
Get out of here!
Is 30,000 boxes of Fruit Loops. If you do not eat every single Fruit Loop, in those boxes, you have to dress up like Toucan Sam for the rest of the summer. No!
Oh no!
How's that?
Hashtag
wow.
follow your nose.
Hashtag I'll follow your nose. Wow, what a twist that would be. All right, Zach, thank you so much for coming on. All right, follow Rancy Pants on Twitter, but who are we kidding? You already do. Of course, Alex Kidwell, he's also on Twitter. He's at Alex Kidwell for all of those updates on Twitter. And tomorrow, we'll be live back with Ian Terry to talk about everything after the eviction. So, very excited for that. Check out on robhasawebsite.com if you're a fan of The Bachelorette that Randy Bailey joined the Bachelorette wrap-up this week. That's up on robhasawebsite.com. We'll be live. What's that?
It's strictly CBS. We don't mention The Bachelorette.
All right, sorry about that. All right, so we will be back tomorrow night. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say in the comments, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.